Hello and welcome. It's a brand new episode of Autocar India Quick News, your weekly updates on all the big launches, scoops, and all the news from the world of automobiles. But before we begin, do remember to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon to stay updated with all our latest videos. Let's start off this week with the 2021 World Car Awards, the big winner, and of course all the other category award winners too. The World Car Awards are decided by a diverse jury pool from across the world, and this year, as always, competition was as tough as nails. The top three finalists for this year's big award were two electric cars, the Honda E and the Volkswagen ID.4, and the Toyota Yaris. And taking top honors as the 2021 World Car, the Volkswagen ID.4, which made it the second electric vehicle to win the World Car Award, the first being the Jaguar I-Pace in 2019. In the subcategories, the World Luxury Car of the Year went unsurprisingly to the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, while the World Car Design of the Year award went to the Land Rover Defender. The World Urban Car of the Year was presented to the cute little Honda E, while the World Performance Car for 2021 is the Porsche 911 Turbo. Sticking to Volkswagen for a bit, VW have given the international version of the Polo a big midlife facelift. Let's have a closer look at what the car gets. The facelifted Polo has been restyled to bring it in line with the design of other Volkswagen hatchbacks like the Golf and the ID.3 sold internationally. Styling changes include the LED light strip that connects the headlights, the new LED headlights themselves, new front and rear bumpers, a redesigned tailgate which now has the Polo lettering sitting below the VW badge, and the LED taillights. On the inside, the Polo now gets a 6.5-inch touchscreen as standard, while there is an optional larger 9.2-inch screen too. While we still get the older 5th generation Polo with several updates over the years, we have previously reported that VW is considering bringing the replacement to India. However, with Volkswagen strongly focusing on its SUV strategy currently, the Polo may witness a generation jump for India, with Volkswagen only bringing in the next or the 7th generation of the hatchback to our market. Now, with most parts of the country having some sort of lockdown or have restrictions for movement for people, the auto sector will bear the brunt of this once again. And a whole bunch of launches have been delayed, including the new Skoda Octavia. Skoda has postponed the launch of the new Octavia due to the incremental rise of COVID cases across the country. The new Octavia was due to be launched by the end of the month, but now there is no confirmed timeline yet about when the car will officially be launched in India. The sedan had already started reaching dealerships in preparation of the launch. The new Octavia will only get a 2-litre petrol engine that makes 190 horsepower, and there will be no diesel engine on offer. And in other Skoda news, the next generation Rapid has been spied undergoing testing. Let's have a look at those photographs and a video, and of course let's tell you a little bit more about what the next gen Rapid will bring to India. The new Skoda Rapid has been spied testing under heavy camouflage, but one can still make out the new age Skoda grille and the sharp LED headlamps underneath. The new Rapid will also be longer than the outgoing model and will have the longest wheelbase in its class, ensuring great rear passenger space. The Rapid will also come loaded with connected car tech, which will feature remote start and remote air conditioning. Under the hood, the Rapid will get both a 1-litre and a 1.5-litre TSI engine, making 115 or 150 horsepower respectively. The next gen Rapid will also not be called the Rapid and will take on a new name in the Skoda lineup. Expect prices around the 11 to 15 lakh rupee ex-showroom range. Now, last week we showcased the stunning EQS Mercedes all-electric sedan, which is like the flagship for the EQ range, and this week Mercedes has showcased another one. It's the new EQB. The EQB is essentially the electric version of the GLB SUV and features visual updates typical to the EQ range, with a large signature black grille, sharp LED headlamps that are now connected with the signature light bar. The rear taillights too have a light bar connecting them, while the new wheels are reminiscent of the windings of an electric motor. Battery capacity will start at 66.5 kWh, while the range-topping all-wheel drive version will get more than 272 horsepower on tap. The EQB will be first launched in China and will make its way to Europe later this year. There is no news though on an India launch anytime soon. And in more Mercedes-Benz news, the latest generation of the C-Class, the W206, now receives an extended wheelbase version for the Chinese market. Here's a look at some pictures and more details. The Chinese market often gets extended wheelbase versions of luxury cars, and the new C-Class is just one example. The stretch C-Class has an 89mm longer wheelbase than the standard W206 model. It is also 131mm longer overall. As far as looks go, apart from the longer rear doors, the elongated C-Class gets a stylish L badge on the C-pillar, denoting its unique body style, and gets the Mercedes hood ornaments in some variants. While the dashboard does remain the same, the rear seats are more comfortable with a wider armrest. It also gets better sound deadening and softer suspension. Considering the fact that the E-Class and the S-Class both get only an extended wheelbase version in India, it could make sense for Mercedes to bring in the extended wheelbase C-Class to India soon too. Especially considering the fact that its rival, the 3 Series, gets a similar long wheelbase version in India. It seems to be absolutely raining electric cars these days, and here is another one. It's the Audi A6 e-tron concept. The A6 e-tron concept is a preview for the production-based version of the car that will make it to showrooms in 2023. It is based on a brand new all-electric architecture called the Premium Platform Electric, or the PPE, and will get a 100 kW battery pack with a range of up to 700 km in a single charge on the WLTP cycle. It will also use an 800-volt electric architecture that allows for 270 kW of fast charging, which means it can recover up to 300 km of driving range in just 10 minutes. Additionally, Audi claims that the battery can be charged from 5% to 80% in just 25 minutes. The Audi e-tron will go into production in 2023, and if the e-tron's GT transition from concept to production is anything to go by, there will be few visual changes from this concept. For more information, visit autocarindia.com. Let's move on to two-wheeler news now, and first up, it's a new Bajaj Pulsar. Bajaj has launched the Pulsar NS125 at 93,690 rupees. It sits below the Bajaj Pulsar NS160 the company's NS range and is about 16,000 rupees less than the NS160. It, however, does cost 20,000 rupees more than the standard Bajaj Pulsar 125. Powering it is a 124.4cc air-cooled engine that makes 12 horsepower and 11 Nm of torque. The NS125 also looks identical to its larger siblings when it comes to design. It sports the same smooth-flowing naked bike lines and most likely shares its body panels with the larger models too. The new Suzuki Hayabusa will be launched in India on April 26th. While the 1340cc 4-cylinder engine has stayed the same in terms of size, power output is actually lower than before at 190 horsepower, while torque is rated at 150 Nm. Apart from the iconic Hayabusa silhouette, the new bike carries forward the same frame as before with an identical wheelbase too. The bike also now conforms to the new Euro 5 emission norms. It also gets a ton more tech than before: 10 levels of traction control, 10 levels of anti-wheelie control, 3 levels of engine brake control, 3 power modes, launch control, cruise control, cornering ABS, and hill hold control. Strangely, the console has remained largely analog, though there is a TFT screen for navigation and other options. Ola Electric has announced plans to set up a hypercharger network across India over the course of the next 5 years. These charging stations will be exclusive to Ola vehicles, starting with the Ola Electric scooter that is expected to go on sale very soon. Ola Electric says that their 1 lakh strong hypercharger network will be the quickest two-wheeler charging network, capable of adding 50% of juice to an Ola Electric scooter in just 18 minutes, which translates to about 75 kilometers of range. And now in our eye candy of the week, here is a brand new Ferrari. It's the performance-oriented version of the 812 Superfast, well, if you can call it that. And we don't know the name just yet, but what we do know is that it's going to be loud, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be expensive. Ferrari has showcased pictures of its latest V12 powered limited edition supercar that is based on the 812 Superfast and is scheduled for a name announcement and a full launch on May 5th. The new supercar will retain its 65-degree V12 engine, but will now make a monstrous 830 horsepower, up 30 horsepower from the standard car. Incidentally, this is also Ferrari's most powerful, road-going, naturally aspirated engine ever. The new Ferrari gets big visual updates with a new and much more aggressive front bumper and splitter and a carbon blade that runs across the bonnet. The rear window has now been totally replaced with an aluminium structure that acts as a vortex generator. The big change, however, is the rear bumper with a massive new diffuser and vents to cool down the brakes, along with a repositioned exhaust. The exhaust tips for the first time in decades are not round but rectangular and are placed vertically at the edge of the diffuser. With India getting allocations for limited run Ferraris like the Pista in recent times, we could see a small number of these make it to Indian shores at a price point well over the 10 crore mark. And that's all the time we have for you this week. As always, do remember to leave your opinions in the comment section below. Please stay home, please stay safe, and we will see you next week.